Hey guys, Jacob here. This is going to be the 28th of January weekly vendor reset. We're starting at the base of ops as normal, which is right here. This week he's selling a P90 with measured distance and rooted. So if you guys are looking for a measured SMG, then you could pick this one up, or just pick up the talent to add it to an SMG you're using, like an MP5, MP5 ST, or something like the MPX. Next is going to be the G36, and this one's actually not too bad. This one has strain, allegro, and transmission, which are really nice for a crit style build, and you could always change strain to something like Ranger or Optimus if you want to run it like that. But overall, if you're looking for a G36, I'd recommend picking this up and adding it into your collection, due to the fact that it's nice to switch from weapons if PvE and PvP. And a lot of you guys use more of the high RPM weapons, but this one is fun to use in PvE for farming missions, and also, you could use this in the raid if you really didn't have any other gun, and if you're new and looking for something to use. 586 Magnum with fast hand, stable, and stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll is really nice if you guys are encountering bird and bleed and poison stuff like that in the DZ. Mostly bleed because people are using the Saz effect builds with the hive and stuff like that. So if you guys put this on your pistol, or just pick this pistol up and you don't really care what sidearm you use, you can always change the first talent to something else and just have this as a holster talent. That way you can roll when someone puts you on bleed. Next is going to be this Badger Tough backpack with 5.5 total armor, crit chance, health, and skill power. Just a reminder, as you guys know, brand sets are going to be changing in the next update. So if you guys don't have some of these pieces, you might want to pick them up and add them to your collection. That way you have them. So if they're really good and based on your playstyle, you'll already have them and you can see what brand sets are going to be on them. Next is going to be the Sokolov chest piece with crit chance, 19,000 armor, weapon damage, headshot damage with hard hitting. So if you're making an SMG DPS style PvE build, you could use this, but I know a lot of you guys are most likely going to be using Berserk. Offensive critical mod, crit range, headshot damage, and weapon damage. Hollow point bullets, which is for the drone, which is 1,760 requirement for the skill power. And the spare parts, which is 83.5 skill haste for the turret housing slot, which requires 2,506. Now the next location is going to be over to the clan vendor. If you guys are not in the clan, you may not be able to see this because this is a clan feature, but they also will be selling some stuff as well. When you guys get over here, they'll be selling the Night Watcher mask, which is a named mask. So if you guys are some of the named collectors, then I'd recommend picking this up and adding it to your collection. This one has 17,000 health with crit chance with perfect spotter. I know you guys are probably going to be looking for something with a yellow on here at least. So you can change the crit chance out to a yellow, and you could have a blue and a yellow and have utility. So that way you have two yellows to go into perfect spotter. Hardwired gloves with skill power crit chance. Tip of the spear knee pads with crit chance. Tip of the spear gloves with crit chance and skill power with 199. Now some of the weapons, the ACR with eyeless, accurate, and rooted. Eyeless is really nice if you guys are trying to use the blind status effect and get the 30% weapon damage to blinded enemies. Super 90 with Optimus, optimized and in rhythm. Subnose Acurios with Sadist, optimized and double duty. Petra defense gloves, assault rifle, LMG, and pistol damage with precise. An MPX with vindictive, extra, and overlap. Providence holster with 245 skill power, 13,220 health on kill. Sokolov holster with 2 yellows and 4% crit damage. Utility system electronics mod, which has 159% hive skill power and drone. So if you guys are just trying to up your hive a little bit to get a little bit more heals out of it, or a little bit more skill power, then you could just add a few of these to your build if you're just missing out a little bit on a little bit more health, or a little bit more skill power for it. That way you can get those mods unlocked you're trying to get. Now speaking of mods, this is the synthetic material frame, which is the ballistic shield circuit board slot, which is 83.2 skill haste. Network firewall, which is 61% radius for the system slot for the hive. And the hydraulic infusion, 85.6 damage for the cam launcher permanent slot. And that's going to be pretty much it for the base of ops and the clan vendor. Next up we have the theater settlement, and he is selling a black market SCSG 12S with spike, distance, and transmission. NLVOAC with rifleman, extra, and protected reload. Return Kaiser gloves with surgical, crit chance, and rifle damage. So if you guys are looking for gloves that already have surgical and crit chance on them, and you're trying to run these with some kind of build, you could change to the rifle damage to whatever weapon you use. China Light Industries knee pads with patience and crit chance. Also, these are two other ones. We don't know what the brand sets are going to be in the revamp, so if you guys want to pick these up and have them in your collection, that way you already have them, and they might have a brand set that's changed to more to your liking. Defense Protocol Stamina mod with health, armor generation, skill haste. or skill health, my bad. Mini electric motor with skill haste for the Seeker Mine drive slot. Weaved fiber for the ballistic shield gyro slot, which is 58.5 health. And an auxiliary battery for the Firefly, which is 287. Just a reminder, these will be going away. They said they're going to be removing batteries for skill stuff in the future, so I don't think these will be in the game once the update comes out. Just a reminder. Also, that's not that's the next update. That is not episode 3. Next up, we have the Campus Settlement. She's selling a classic M44 carbine with Vindictive, Stable, and Greased. A military M60 with close to personal optimizing cannon. Close to personal is really nice if you guys are using this like an LMG for close quarters, and you get weapon damage for 10 seconds when you kill an enemy within 7 meters, so this is really nice if you guys are up close and personal with NPCs and players. Sokolov Concern, which one has 90% DTE, skill power and health on kill with trauma. China Lights Industries holster with crit chains and skill power. Utility System Electronics mod with Seeker skill power, Kill Launcher skill power. So if you guys are looking for Kill Launcher and Seeker together, then I recommend picking these up. Solution for the burn strength for the Kill Launcher Educator slot, which is 51.9 burn strength. Internal storage, which is for the charges for the Hive launcher slot, and super glue for the 22% radius for the pulse. And that's going to be it for the Campus Settlement. Next up, we have the Dark Zones. We're going to be starting at DZ West as usual. If you guys have been watching these videos for as long as I've been posting them, you'll know I start from DZ West, South, and East. Just a reminder, if you guys are new, the resources are a different type of currency in the Dark Zone, so you'll actually have to farm the ODZ and open crates to receive these, so you can purchase things from the Thieves Inn and the vendors in the Dark Zone. Or outside the Dark Zone, that is. First, Tactical Super 90 SPS with Satis, Jazz Hands, and Zen. A Lightweight M4, Ignited, Stable, and Everlasting. Rowdy's Holding with Kneecap and Shotgun damage. Alp Summit with Skill Power and Capacitive. Defense Protocol Resilience mod with Blind, Disorient, and Health. Auxiliary Battery for the Seeker Mine. Weaved Armored Fiber, which is the fiber for the Ballistic Shield gyro slot again, which this one has 75.9 health. And another auxiliary battery for the Firefly. That's going to be it for DZ West. Alright guys, the next location is going to be DZ South. I know it doesn't say DZ South on here, but I will show you guys just to make sure this is DZ South, so you guys will see. And she is selling an MP5A2 with Spike, Accurate, and Cannon. A FAMAS with Steady Hand and Jazz Hands and Double Duty. Desert Eagle 50 with Strain, Distance, and Zen. 511 Backpack with Crit Chain, Skill Power, Crit Damage, Capacitive, and Hard Hitting. And a Alp Summit chest piece with Headshot Damage and Crit Chains and Unstoppable Force. Offensive Critical mod with Crit Chains and Crit Damage. So if you guys are looking for critical mods, then I'd recommend picking these up if you really need them, but there are a few out there you can find that are a little bit better. Auxiliary Battery for the drone. Carbon Fiber Barrel for the turret. And that's going to be it for DZ South. Alright guys, and the final stop, as usual, is going to be Dark Zone East, which is the very last stop for the vendor reset. She's selling a Paratrooper SVD with Spike, Accurate, and Recharged. Black Market RPK with Ignited, Distance, and Stop, Drop, and Roll. Badger Tough Mask with 3 blues with double health, which is a percentage health, 13,000 health, and hazard protection. Yalgear Holster with 10% crit chance and skill power. Utility Protocol Intensity mod with increased disrupt, poison duration, and skill power. The enhancer for the Chem Launcher, which is for the Pneumatic slot, which is 72% health, or the heal. So if you guys are looking for heals, you can add this to your Chem Launcher skill build. Extra payload for damage for the Hive drone slot, and the exploded blueprint for the pulse. As always, thank you guys all for watching. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys later.